Welcome back to the Masters of Recon podcast. Welcome to the show, Ryan. I'm guessing that everyone can hear that would have MTE. Maybe not. Maybe only we can hear it for years, but it's loud. Yeah. How's the show been so far? We're just gonna wing it. We're gonna grab some people that walk by. For those of you that aren't here, we're gonna talk a little bit. Yeah, we can sit with you, but this is like we can get to them. What'd you like about the show so far? Anything different than the years before? Yeah. I don't do hail, so I'm not super excited about light stands. I don't get a hard on everybody else, but what's special about it? Every.
It's all part of the Bible. It's light, yeah. So it's almost action stuff.
Like the Medusa thing, you can add like multiple lights to it or whatever.
Yeah, you can add that. It's gonna be the only light stand in North Carolina.
Really, you can put every just that no one else will buy. What's that?
I think like the stand.
Kill everybody. I mean, everyone will keep the stands they have now, but whenever they can replace it, they'll just go for that. Sense. How about that? This is the first year I haven't competed in a long time, so I'll give it a brilliant.
Yeah. Some guys have been gone
People that know are like, yeah, we know who we're talking about. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the new tools. There haven't been a bunch of new tools.
I mean, I feel like it's gonna slow down a little bit.
It's get longer.
Yeah, for sure. I think over who runs A1? Who's got the booth over at A1? But it's almost got it.
Slayer.
Yeah, Slayer. He's got
some new stuff.
Yeah, but like the modular A1 nothing system is out there. Something that's pretty cool. I like that. You can use it for that. No doubt about it. But yeah, the news as far as news stuff goes, I mean, shit. I mean, there's some two-part painless clear coat out here. Have you talked to them? I saw one on the list. I haven't seen it. I don't know if they tucked away in a corner or what. But
Probably behind it.
yeah,
We're gonna go find them.
yeah, I do. I meant to try to do that before the show came up so I could chat about it. They're coming. You know, the competitors are out there.
I was talking to the other day about I thought this show, the trade show, used to be very dominant. Now it's like you look at the room, I think it's split in half, right? Like everything on that side of the wall to the right is all ceramic coating, detail.
I mean, every year it's a little bigger on the detail side for sure. They're a big sponsor of the show. They got it's. They probably are sitting at their own podcast talking about like why the PDR guys are here because they're here. Sure. Then you got the random wheel repair, interior repair guys, but you know there's 6 of them out there. 6 of them. Man, I think one of the biggest things. You want to come talk? Yeah, come on, baby. What's that? California guys are scared to talk, man. He's ex-Dev Pro too. A lot of ex-Dev Pro guys out here. For sure. I think the biggest theme that I noticed as far as going through education day and talking to people, and we did our roundtable was without even talking to many other people. You and I talked about the podcast a little bit, but I've talked to so many people who have just naturally progressed to doing hybrid repairs and body shop stuff, which has been pretty crazy. Like you'd think that we all kind of like conspired together to just go that way, but it's just like the natural progression of things as you get to retail. Now you're just saying yes to more stuff. You know,
it's hard to keep fighting something. It's just natural. But the PDR bounced it.
What's that? You want to come talk on the podcast?
I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you doing it a little bit?
Yeah. We're here for it. What's that?
You want me to come back at a certain time? My name's Ed. Never met you, Brian. With an R. Yes. Where you work? Louisiana. Yeah. Nice. How do you know there's enough of that?
Wow. Here.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
All right.
Here.
Back with the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Time or just.
we're here for 45 minutes. So just come back.
Yeah.
You can do it now or in less than 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can't talk too long because I'm going to stream it in the microphone. But yeah. Yeah, we're on live. Yeah. It's casual. Casual. Come on back. All right.
Things go bad.
He's a man of his word. I think so.
Yeah, so it's hard to fight the battle of fighting against the body shop. Just it's naturally, I think it's just going to happen in that. Come back to the body shop and it seems like we feel better than we thought. I feel like in some aspects we have more of a leg up on repairing cars than body shops do to a extent because it's most better here. We're talking about some repair.
I mean, we 100% have a leg up. We just have a limit.
Yeah, we have a
We
limit.
have limit. They don't have a limit. I mean, some shops do if you don't have, the biggest equipment. But
But what happens if PDR shops?
yeah, that's
We have,
the limit's the frame.
it's kind of like the reversal where bodies.
You want to come talk to me, Ro? You want to come talk? Good luck. How do you feel like you did? You feel good? All right, I'll be there. You always say that. You always say that.
Business card
I don't have one.
to media.
Yeah, no, we're on a podcast right now. We're on a show right now.
I know, but you're with the media.
No, I don't sell me. We don't sell it. Yeah,
I don't know, but it's okay. If you bring me in our event, we'll bring you in our event. We do a lot of shows.
I think you're trying to get us to do media for him. Don't sell it.
Yeah, you buy? You want to buy?
Brian didn't sell anything.
What you do? What you said?
We're not selling nothing.
Podcast.
Just selling knowledge.
That's why I said media.
Media.
So you said no.
Yeah, we don't sell it. We just do it.
We want to get media.
Oh, work with media. Yeah.
You said no.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
I know, I said media. I said no.
Anyways, all right. I mean, this part is. I said no, and Brian's like, "How much you got?"
Dude, you're gonna give it out? He's coughing, dude. You got money?
Okay, that was interesting.
Just he's in it.
I don't know. He does not make sense. I'll tell you that much. He's one of the interior guys. Yeah. Anyways, if PDR started some small village of shops, it'd be tough.
I think it's gonna change. It's gonna change.
I mean, I kind of come here to have the conversations, talk to people, to look forward in the industry to see where we're going. If as we do bigger and bigger clips and stuff, it just seems more clear. We're just we're a part of the auto body repair. I mean, whether we like it or not, like there's a lot of guys that might be upset with that, or a lot of guys that think that we're an industry, but we take dented cars and make them not dented. So do they. They have a different process because they paint it, but we're an aspect of it. I think that'll change over time.
It seems like the repairs are getting to their power of businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But parts are getting. I'll tell you right now, we deal on the inside of the and such a pain in the butt to get cars structured out.
Really?
And then when you do get them, you probably already fixed the car.
You could have, yeah, for sure.
So you have a lot of parts to sit in, like you just do these parts that keep on that. Or they'll come in damaged, right? It's just a pain in the butt when we can save 80% of the part stuff.
Yeah, I do Pico training, so I talk to body shops, and it's funny because I was on a training last week and they were talking about how they're replacing doors, and they love when they replace a door that it comes in damaged because then they also get repair on it.
Right.
And I'm like, isn't it like good? Like if you're to get to a point where it's basically the last resort, like replacing a panel, like should be the last resort. And one of the benefits of that is that you don't have to have any body filler on the car. It's just paint, except now they also put body filler on the car. So you got new parts, you still got filler, you still got paint, you still got that's like. I like that you think it's nice because you make money, but like that's like worst case scenario. Like if I have my car, that's like now I got aftermarket parts that for hopefully OEM, but maybe fitment issues or who knows, whatever else. And I got bodybuilding on there. Like, worst case scenario, like when they probably could have saved the part originally anyways, or even if they did, if they got it sent in, we could have fixed we could have fixed the whole thing. So it's interesting. I don't know how it got. Well, I mean, they had to fix cars for 40, 50 years before PDR existed. That's why. I mean, they just had their own process because this wasn't happening.
We see other countries do too. We see some wild debates.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Because it's hard.
How'd you do, Thomas? How'd you do? How'd you do? Oh, okay. Nice. You nervous? You look a little nervous.
I'm actually looking for a detailer to polish my hair.
Really? You want to talk for a little bit? You want to come on the podcast for a little bit?
Yeah, come on, Tom.
Oh, pressure on. Maybe after.
We'll be gone. It's your one shot.
Yeah, come on, dude. Give him. Let's go.
Just come sit over here.
Come sit down.
The pressure's on now, dude. Where you want me to sit?
Look, you can sit in between us. Let me get you a chair.
Sure, yeah. I'm not even gonna turn this mic on.
Are you guys live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh my
Just
God.
go one solid hour.
One solid hour.
Yeah. No, you don't have to stand up for a full hour. Yeah. We got Thomas Potter here.
Thomas has we're talking about the body shop industry. This is awesome.
It is actually awesome.
Thomas has a really big background.
Well, yeah, we'll take even a step further. When I met you, maybe just some of the coaching stuff I was doing or whatever, you were the only guy I've ever heard of who was doing PDR for caliber on a large scale. I know some guys say they do PDR for caliber, but
You were painting at the same time, right?
Yeah, so I was painting all through the day, and at the time I was kind of just dabbling a little bit into PDR, and at the end of the day, 5 o'clock after painting all day, I would literally pull in every car on the lot throughout the week and fix every hit on that car for free, just to learn PDR.
So being in the paint industry that long, working in the court.
well, now he's not with Caliber anymore. Working for the Reds now, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Do you like painting or PDR?
So,
That's
painting to me came much more natural. It was easier. Like I had mastered painting. I'd done it for a long time. I'm like just hitting my 3rd year with all of them. So 3 years full time PDR. So I still have my challenges. But I don't miss the grind of painting for a DRP facility. But I do miss the artsy side of it. And I've always said I would eventually like to have a project in my garage where I can like kind of ace it on my own time.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about how, and I've talked to Paul about this a little bit, just how we've tried to separate ourselves. He did come back, and we took it. We felt it. Well, you missed the opportunity, dude. We're talking about how PDR industry is really an aspect of auto body repair. Sure. And we tried to separate ourselves. Like there's the body shops over there that we're PDR, but we really are we are the same industry. Like not even closely related, but like we literally are the same industry.
I feel like we're more specialists though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree. Yeah.
So-
A specialist inside of that industry.
Yeah.
When you were doing that for Caliber Push, I mean, we were doing full PDRs maybe at some point, but then a lot of pusher pull paints too.
Well, when I was really learning,
Yeah.
sometimes I would tear something up and I would just paint it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, sure. You had that backup.
And then it got to the point where I was playing with aluminum a lot. We were not an aluminum certified facility. So they started feeding me push the paints on aluminum, even though I couldn't really ace it with PDR. That's what kind of gave me the knowledge on how to play with it.
Yeah.
And what that actually caused was a lot of animosity between myself and the body shop because they started feeding me work. So at this point, not only am I getting all the work from the body shop to paint, but then I have
Also
the
body-
regional
body work.
manager going, yo, like we see you can do this. They start now I'm doing repairs, you know.
So you're a body guy and a painter. dude.
Yes,
The body guy
at the same time.
Yeah.
And I believe we had at least 5 body men. I only had one helper, and I would just grind.
Yeah. And so the reason, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but not every body shop is even a whole separate tooling. Right. So you're like your Caliber didn't do it. Whole separate tooling, very expensive. You can't intermingle the tools and go rust, all that stuff. And so with paintless deck repair, you can get on the back and push it. So you can't pull on aluminum because you don't have the welding and something to do it, but you can still put body filler and paint over it.
Sure.
So if you can get it close enough with rods or glue,
Yeah.
then now all of a sudden you can be an aluminum repair shop. It's not everything, but
Right.
and that's also why a lot of people are replacing parts because they're not aluminum repair shops. They get a hood in, they're like, "Oh, I literally can't fix it. I can't weld to it,
Yeah.
so put a new one on."
Yeah.
Which is, I think, if you took a step back, it's just bad for the industry because everything's just replaced. You agree with that?
Yes, I had one job stick out specifically. It was a bedside smash on F-150. Manager brought it in and goes, "Hey, I would like you to do this." I said, "I will have this done by the time you come in to work tomorrow." And I sat there and pulled that thing and I roughed it out to about 85%. And I was pretty familiar with mud work. I could spread some mud and I knew how to block, and I blocked that thing out and I glassed it. That thing was in wash by the time I could show up the next morning. That's at that moment's when I started getting dead.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh, dang," like, "Damn," because I mean, realistic, like, because they don't know aluminum, they're gonna replace it. So that car's there for like,
They had no solution.
yeah, that car's there for
I was the
2
solution.
to 3 weeks.
Well, that's on the light side.
On the light
Who
side.
do you think makes a better PDR technician, a painter or a body man?
So that's a great question. I mean, I still think the finesse comes from a paint shop side. A body man, I feel like could learn, but they're going to have to really learn the finesse side of things.
Body men are just busy guys. Sorry, body men. They're just miserable people.
Okay. There's different generations of body guys, like PDR guys. I've trained probably 50 Kiko training now, about over the last 3 years, 3-4 years. And they're the older guys. They're rough. They once at one point worked with the lab and they've changed to body filler. There's still a lot of those guys out there. But the younger generation, like the guys that have trained that are in their 20s and 30s, they love the glue. Like before I get there, because they're educated glue. Like we try to do with our customers, we put your video before they're talking about our shop. They know the glue. They're excited. They've seen what is possible, and they bought the shitty eBay kit and it doesn't work. They're like, what am I missing here? And so they're very excited about it.
Yeah.
There is a generation that's coming in PDR. Obviously, how fast the guys are. Maybe 10 years is good, but I didn't have like how you want to work together like the rookie of the year thing. Or,
Second place.
second place. Okay. Yeah, I feel the second place is.
Yeah. I always have to correct them.
Right, yeah, so do I. One, I mean, well, it's top 20.
Yeah. Is it?
No, it's not.
No.
You only pushed this for 2 years.
It had to be 2 or under. It had to be 2 or under. So anyway, the point being, you got good really fast, and the next generation of PDR got to get good really fast. Continue the training, et cetera, and so the same with body guys. And now they get these guys that are training. Like I've trained a bunch of body guys that have been doing body repair for less than 4 years, and like they're gonna grow up their whole life with glue in their hands.
Yeah.
And that's gonna change. That's gonna change everything. They're not gonna be like just a rough, like give me a hammer and I'll have this here now.
I just hope they don't have the dedication to take it from that 80% to the 100. Right?
You hope they don't.
Well, to an extent, right? Because we're
Yeah.
still superheroes when we go in,
True.
right?
True.
Because if everybody can do it
Yeah.
to 100, then we're every guy on the block.
I agree, and that's what you're saying. We're specialized, but to be honest, like it can happen. I mean, you did it.
Yeah.
Other people did it. And we need more PDR guys. Like I don't even think it's a bad thing. I think if I could snap a finger and turn 20% of body repair guys, like body filler guys, into PDR guys, I would do it.
But the ultimate goal of having PDR guys is that for situational awareness, you have an insurance company to open the door, going, listen, there's
Like
other options.
I would way rather have 20,000 more PDR techs than 20,000 less body guys. One, I think it's better for the industry. I think it's better for the customers. I think it's better for the car. I think it's better for, not better for me, like today, but like overall, it's just better for what we're doing. Better for body. Like it should be. If a car comes to a shop, it should be, can this be PDR? That should be the first, hands down, the first question. If the paint's still on the car, you should be like, do I have to remove the paint? Right. Like the amount of cars that go to a body shop and they take all the paint off so that they can fix it and then put all the paint back on, it literally makes no sense. Honestly, when you think about it like that, it's really weird.
Yeah.
And then the second question should be like, the paint's already missing. Okay, you hit the garage, can we do full PDR without any body?
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Like a
Metal
flawless metal finish, but then you still got to paint it, which is fine, you know. That should be the second question.
But that's a different stage of repair, right?
Yeah.
It should be recognized.
Yeah.
Probably even a different phase count.
100%. And so, and that doesn't happen unless it's guys that can do the PDR. Right now, they can't, so they don't.
Right.
You know, and I talked to a local body shop. We have, there's a mid-size, let's say, mid-size caliber's so big it's hard to have conversation with anybody. And then the onesie twosie doesn't work. But the mid-size body shops, ask them like, why don't you employ PDR guys?
Yeah.
Honest question. Like you're running a auto repair business.
Right.
Why don't you employ them? You have all these locations. You can have 2-3 guys that run around. Just, you want to come up? Okay. Oh yeah. What's that? Oh, later, buddy. Good to see you, man. Fly safe. Yeah. Why don't you employ them? Like that's a really big aspect of business. Like it's like we talked about turn time on cars. I can't remember the word you used for it. It was body shop. The time.
Cycle time.
Thank you. Something that gets super important. And like you did a F-150 repair today where it usually takes 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like that's massive for a body shop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing it? He's like, I don't know how. Like, he's like, I don't know anything about PDR. I don't know what makes a good PDR tech. I don't know what can be fixed PDR. I don't know anything. So I'm like, well, I do. Like we need to figure this out because like I know that I can watch PDR guy fix a dent for an hour and be like he's good.
Yeah.
Or like he's got some work to do,
Yeah.
you know? And so like let's make that happen. But then we'll become then we just gotta admit that we're doing the same thing.
Wait, you gotta find those guys that want it though.
Yeah.
And when I tell people, they ask me about it. They, sometimes we'll talk about funds, like what you could make in certain situations and how long you could do. Yeah. But I always reiterate to them, you have to understand you're really gonna have to want this. If you don't want it, you will fail.
I'll tell people if you can in golf, you can buy 1 year of your life just strictly to debts. You're not gonna do it.
That's for a year. I mean, okay, a year, yeah, you're
Yeah.
blasting like a 3-inch body.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You start getting into this bigger stuff. I mean, you have to want it. You have to have that mentality that I'm just gonna keep going until it's the industry.
Okay, I do think I will say if you get glass at Master Bob if I can be the crown or you're about like real good. Like after PDR guys are like, man, that's very good. I think you could do
Absolutely.
I think you just there's
But
something
that's
that we're
where the
learning.
mental
Yeah.
patience comes.
Right, I agree. But I think if you can do that, that means you can push and you can tap, which is all PDR is, essentially. And so like there's been countless dents where I saw Bryce Kelly, this old Bryce Kelly, fix a dent, and I'm like, well, I guess next time I see that, I'm gonna say yes to it, sure, because now I know it's we figured out it's maybe not Bryce Kelly quality or 100%, but it's like every 99% of customers are happy about it. So I think that the smash repair is just a mental block more than it's like you're physically incapable, or they make excuses, or they're so busy on a one-man show and they're like, I don't want to spend things on a car when I didn't have to say no to all my people. Anyway,
It's tough when you can roll into money with a half car,
right, yeah.
or if you find 20 cars that have a 1-inch ding.
Yeah.
Still
It's
alive.
$75 piece. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll take that.
Right.
If you give me it.
Right. So
For sure. So
you gotta want it.
do you think in the future of this industry we will meld together auto body shops and PDR?
It's a matter of time, I think. Whether it's matter of
And
time.
this is coming from someone who literally was at the largest body shop in the world, probably North America, and was doing PDR for them. And you saw how the mass amount of benefits that the rifle has. And it's just so mind blowing to me that from a business perspective, they haven't figured that out.
So this is from the technician's
Yeah.
standpoint, seeing how Caliber functions to an extent, I feel like they can hurt us a little bit because Caliber doesn't want to pay. They want to pay bottom dollar. They're people the bottom dollar.
Right.
So you start getting younger guys in there with ambition who only made $50,000 to $75,000 a year. They've been an R&I guy for a DRB.
Yeah.
Those guys aren't making a lot of money. And all of a sudden you give them $100,000.
Now they kind of
Now they get a new thing. I make 6 figures now. They don't understand. They can probably do $100,000.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
But I think that will happen.
So I think it'll happen just because people don't want to. Let's just, if you want to talk numbers, to make 400 grand, you gotta bust. You gotta not only be able to physically work, but you have to network, you have to sell, you have to do all these things to do that. They have a lot of people out there that want to just show up to work, do their job, and go home. Make money.
Yeah.
That
Even if
was
they
me.
yeah.
That was hard for me to realize, like the sales aspect and the business aspect. I mean, that was kind of shocking to me because for so long, actually, my entire career, I never spoke to a customer. All I dealt with was an estimator up front, shop owner, or the manager, and every morning I'd walk in and I'd have 5 more cards in the job. And that's
Like,
just
how'd
how
they
it
get there?
was.
Oh, no, they're,
Yeah, I never had to do anything else.
I went to the same thing.
that'd be nice.
Shop.
Yeah, it would be nice. Like I'd tell Paul, it's like, dude, I don't
Well,
want
that's
to talk
Paul's job now, right?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
He's busy. I'm like, but,
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's the realest talk on here. I don't think other podcasts or nobody talks about that stuff. I think, there's a lot of podcasts down this road here that do that stuff, and they are talking about a specific thing or an event or something. But I think you and I have done a good job over the years of talking about like just the higher level stuff, the big stuff, like the stuff that no one wants to say, the stuff that's coming down the pipe, the stuff that no one wants to admit. But like, it is what it is. And if you can admit to yourself that we're part of a larger auto body industry, I think you can gear your business towards helping.
talking about coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
What do you think's PDR's next pipeline dream? Right.
Like
So,
where we take like repair side.
well, not necessarily repairs, but the industry as a whole. Are we going to start thinking of a body shop where are we going to have a DRP with an insurance company? So where like what is like the next grab? I mean, we have Price Guide come through, right?
Yes.
And from what I understand,
You want to answer that, Ryan?
Yeah,
You
I
look
think
ready.
that the PDR industry is going to match in a small way with the collision industry to get more eyes on us from insurance companies, right? To get that recognition and say, okay, we're pairing with the collision industry in the right way. We're profiting, the insurance companies and customers, and then it's going to branch off. I think it's going to open up doors that nobody's even thought of. Right?
I think that comes from the body shop.
Yeah, I think it comes from. I keep saying body shop, but it's like we're looking at smaller, collision centers that are going to be doing no brain damage. That we're going to be in there doing. You know how many dents you get from an insurance company or a client that's insurance? We could fix the fender, but the bumper's got a scratch on it. So we have too many limitations at the PDR retail location. So it just limits us, and the insurance companies don't like it, right?
I
Like trying to fix that and bring that to the condition where we're like, we can save the fender, do it in one day, paint the bumper most likely in the same day.
I can tell you
And they can get this thing out in 24 hours or 48 hours of test. That cycle time it runs for the body shop, that pushes down to the insurance company for renting, right? Like it, and that's going to open up the doors to. I don't necessarily agree with TRP to PDR shops. We all know that.
Yeah. If you're a straight PDR shop, DRPs are not. They're
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna-
what I'm
they're
saying.
not going to. Like I sat down with the body shop owner of that local body shop with the DRP. It's like, and I explained to it like just let's theory here. Let's like we're open conversation. I'm trying to think through ideas. Like they're not going to switch to. They're not going to switch to us because we can't fix it.
We have limitations.
Yeah, they don't want to have to send it to 4 different places or send it to me first, but then they have to designate, well, there's paint missing.
What if they have the ability to decipher the difference?
If they have the ability to like, if there's paint missing, don't send it to us.
Yeah, you're automatically disqualified.
We have too many bad PDR companies that are gonna.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot, dude. DRPs send cars to shit body shops.
They
Too.
do.
Let's be
I
honest. I don't
agree.
think quality. I would like to leave quality. I'll take that, put it over here because it probably is like, yeah, quality be damned. It's like,
Just
so
see
you can
them
do that
on
in
the
2 days.
rental card.
In 2 days. Okay.
At Caliber, at the shop, we wanted 3.9 days or under. If we would manage, like, say, even if I had shop one card,
3.9.
yeah,
That is specific.
yeah, right?
For your, you love 4, yeah,
3.9.
3.9 days.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 days. You guys are terrible.
yeah,
Lost a job.
got you up for hours.
That's wild though. And I've been in some of those big shops pushing hail, and it is no joke. Like I've given them a roof, and they've had that thing washed. I don't know how you do that. Cut a roof off an F-150, put it back on, painted it that day, and then it was getting washed.
Pretty fun doing that roof, I need to tell you.
But that,
No, they cut it off.
They cut it off.
Yeah, 100%. It was a good
24
body shop.
hours.
It was a good body shop. Pretty wild.
yeah, I mean, I think if I could have it my way, I'd rather have a GOP than a mixer. If the paint is not missing, send it, you know, the PDR place. If it is, send it to the pickup. I would love that. If we could do that with AI or some thing that takes pictures, submits it, and it knows like that, I'd be cool with that. I would love that. I don't want to necessarily be part of a body shop. I'm just saying that's what it is. I'm just admitting it.
So Paul asked me, when I was working for him and I were talking.
Yeah.
He asked me, you know, hey, walk your lot and see how many cars you feel are actually full blown PDR.
100% PDR.
Yeah.
Don't
He
need to go.
gave me the number at 30%. And I can't remember what he said the number was, some $1 billion a year in the auto body industry. Well, I'm taking 30% of that. That's a whole lot of money that we're missing out on as a community.
Yeah, I did that. I think last time I looked, it was 30 billion.
30 billion.
Yeah, in America. And so you take a third of that, that's 10 billion.
Yeah.
I did this math yesterday with somebody. I think you actually.
Oh, really? Rough.
you have roughly? 30, 10 billion. And a good PDR tech, like pretty efficient PDR tech is going to be like 200K a year. Push 200K. Like there's guys doing 3 and 4, but like on average.
Yeah.
So we're
Weirdo.
Harry Nichols. So we're short. We're basically short somewhere around like 20,000 PDR technicians.
What's funny, did you say that? All the bodymen I talked to, they couldn't get 150 grand in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
Labor rate was
So-
52.
So maybe it's more. Yeah, labor. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I my labor rate's 125. My world is different.
And they were all roughly son of a guns. They're all drums.
Yeah.
They didn't find it having bodymen. They complain about
I'll
everything.
never hire a bodyman.
Gotta hire the young ones. I've seen them. They're there.
Well, see, that's
They
that.
got-
You gotta catch them before they get the cancer.
Before they get grumpy. Yeah.
See, so my father taught me how to paint, right?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, 12 years old, I was in a paint shop.
Yeah.
Well, when I was 12 to when I was 30 years old, the trade changed a whole lot. And I still worked with my father. So I got to a point where my father was getting a little disgruntled because the changes or the jobs were just as big, but the pay wasn't changing.
They wasn't changing. Yeah.
And my dad was like always frustrated, and that passed down to me. You talk to guys, and when I was 20 years old, they'd say I was a bastard son of a gun.
You
Yeah,
as a little boy.
20s to 30s. I mean, I remember taking fuel and just throwing them things across the shop because I was upset.
Yeah.
But that transition from my father retired, and all of a sudden I didn't have that older mentality in my ear. Things kind of mellowed out a little bit. Right?
Yeah. Sometimes I try to go back. Like, what are we? We get so focused on the one thing. Like, what are we do? Like, what is auto body repair? What are we doing? Like, what's the point? Like, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to make cars pretty again. That's literally the whole concept. Pre-accident condition. But I think the part that fell off of that, like, was in the least invasive way possible. I think it used to be like part of the motto of the industry. There was never a motto, but part of the thought process. Now that's not even discussed. Because if a body shop has to say that,
That's when Bondo paid out.
what's that?
When Bondo body figure paid out.
Yeah. That's what it was. Because of problem 2-part epoxy
Back
solves
in
everything.
the day, it was all metal work.
Yeah.
Everything is metal
It
work.
was.
And then somebody figured out how to like melt metal and everything and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
even before that,
Yeah.
metal work.
It was. Like, they found a way to make the shape. Like, it honestly blows my mind sometimes that when you really think about body shops, they don't fix metal.
Yeah.
They don't, like,
To
they
an
fixing
extent.
metal. Well, I mean,
I
sure,
mean,
they
they bump it up a
they
little
smash
bit,
it out, yeah, for sure. But like,
But you do see on social
they're not
media,
making metal flat.
those guys chiseling off, and
Yeah.
there's an inch and a half of filler in the door.
And then they got somebody's cheese in there.
Yeah,
I've seen, yeah, you've seen those.
that's for filler.
Yeah, like they needed some extra space. in
Yeah,
there.
Right, some ramen noodles come falling
Yeah.
out. They got all kinds of shit.
Apparently, you could fill it up with anything.
Rain
Apparently.
ramen.
I call him.
Yeah, what the
Raymond.
Louisiana
Raymond.
bullshit.
Raymond.
What's that?
Raymond.
Never heard about Raymond in California. I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's a fascinating thing. Like we're supposed to like. I wonder if you could pull somebody and ask them, do you think, like, does the body shop fix your metal? Like, does it make the shape of your car back? I bet people would think so,
Yeah,
but they don't.
they cover it.
They cover it,
Yeah,
which is very crazy.
and that's part of my sales pitch too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, for sure.
you
Which
know?
is interesting. Like I've pitched against it. Everybody here has pitched against the body shop, and like sometimes I'm doing it, and I'm like, I'm part of their industry, but I'm just like I'm the step number 1 of 4, but I'm talking shit on 2, 3, and 4.
We almost educate them. We don't necessarily
Yeah.
pitch against them, but we go,
Yeah.
listen,
Show
this,
the problem.
this is what they're going to do.
Here's the
Guys,
other option.
we're going to fix this dent here, but
Yeah.
since it's next to the edge, the body shop's going to take this door apart
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
This molding's going to come off, panel's going to come out. They're going to feed this entire thing. And at that point, they're like, ooh,
The price points of the body shop have made, especially the last couple of years, have made the conversation very fascinating. Every single week I have somebody come in, they were blown away for a 2 to 3 inch dent. They went to a body shop and they were like, I don't even know what they were talking about. They were talking about this one. They were talking about painting this panel. They were talking about because of this panel, I got to take this. They were like,
they just want their dent
hold
fixed.
on. I just want that done. And they're like, yeah, I know. In order to do that, we have to paint the whole side of your car. And they're just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, we do it different here.
Body shops do that too. I mean, obviously it's things that need to be done, but
Yeah.
it just pushes to the chest.
I know, for sure. Yeah.
You know, and not to say that that's what we're doing in PDR.
I mean, we are.
We are, but it's always because we've given
Comprehensive.
Yeah.
You're
Comprehensive,
right. Well, not great.
we've given our services away. Like, dude, back in the day, it was like, yeah, we're gonna play $300 and
Yeah.
you figure out you gotta take your door off, you gotta fix the window, like all this crazy stuff. We just did a lot of
Yeah.
free stuff,
We did.
and now we're just acknowledging ourselves. I'm doing this, that's what we get paid.
Yeah.
We're never gonna do it. It just so happens that it's the same price as
Yeah.
bot shops.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
I think this time, you got 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock?
Yeah, I'm good.
We only got 10 minutes left anyway.
That's not
We're
bad.
just going to- okay.
This turned into the
Dude.
Thomas show. No, I love it, dude. Thomas.
No, this was literally the
This was
perfect person to walk by.
Like we always
Yeah.
say, things happen.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always meant to be. You walked up.
It was perfect.
Us really talking about this industry, but I'd rather have
So
I appreciate it.
I got another question. Why did you stop? Why did you leave Caliber then? If you like when we talked last time, you were doing PDR, you were doing like
Yeah.
what that seems like it works really well.
Yeah, so when I joined up, so it was Craftsman Auto Body before Caliber.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
They owned
Caliber bought
13 facilities. I knew the owners, knew all the managers. Everybody was really tight. Caliber bought us. They had like 300 facilities when they bought us. When they
Oh, that's
bought
early
our
on.
Caliber, we dropped their cycle time by 1 day.
Which is
That's why they wanted us, because they were really trying to grab these insurance companies, right?
so they're looking at average for a whole company.
Yes. Right. And it got real big, and it got to the point so I was driving an hour and a half one way.
That's
And I
That's
did
tough
that for
for
about 10 years.
boy.
And I started expressing my concerns about wanting to get closer to home. And I kind of
You're
wanted
like, can you give me one of the other 500 shops you have that's over
that
there?
was the
Like,
thing. And
it's not like it's hard.
spots would open up
Yeah.
closer to home.
Yeah.
They're putting other people in there.
Well, the manager thought you were too good of an asset. He didn't want to lose you.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
And it got to the point where I started talking to regionals,
Yeah.
and then I went up the ladder as far as I could, and then all of a sudden I was
Yeah.
not satisfied anymore, and I was looking for a way out.
Yeah.
And I might have told you, I woke up in the middle of the night and dreamt about PDR. I literally sat up in bed and said, PDR is my way out.
Yeah, yeah.
So from that point forward, I ended
That
up
was your focus.
I was watching Real World PDR, and then was looking at their rods and stuff. My first rod purchases were reaper rods, right? And I had a bunch of jump hoods, and I'm going in there, and I'm cracking paint, chewing stuff up right off the road, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of good." I get the pictures, maybe.
Yeah.
So did that, and did some weekend courses with Davo and Christopher Ray. Did 2 of those. And then I really started figuring it out. That's when I was pulling cars in off the lot. Broke my first glass, F-150 laminated.
Yeah.
Threw a wedge in
Welcome,
there.
welcome.
Yeah. As soon as I put the wedge in, spider cracked out. Well, that was the first door I learned how to de-trim too, because I was a painter, so I
Oh,
didn't
that's
do none
funny.
of that,
That's
right?
funny.
So I just sat down and figured it out. and I just kept
So
advocating.
overworked, underappreciated.
Yes,
I mean,
and as I was learning PDR, I opened an LLC. That was my ability to start receiving a paycheck through Caliber. So they would pay me with their P card, and every now and again,
you still work for them.
Yes. And I was the first person within there that was an employee who also became a vendor.
I know. That's
and
why I was.
and that was
that's why-
another thing I dreamt. We got pinstripe guys that come by,
Yeah.
put decals on, and they would just Caliber just pay with the credit card. And I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do a PDR. And all of a sudden now I was even doing body work, and I said, I'll do this job, and they're paying head sniper.
Right,
Head sniper was my
Yeah.
LLC. So started doing that, and they were feeding me, but I kept at the same time I kept expressing my concern. I want out. I want a new facility. And they did. And I was interviewing with Paul and Tim. One day, body man ticked me off to the point where I was like, I'm leaving. I'll be back in the morning. It was about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I was pissed off. I went home. As soon as I stepped in the door, 5 minutes later, Paul and Tim called me on the comp call going, hey, we got a spot, open it up. I know you expressed concerns. I said, dude, you all called me on the right day. I have a feeling this was meant to be.
Yeah.
I said, I'll be there tomorrow on my lunch break for my final interview.
Yeah.
And at that point, I've been talking to them for probably a year. I've been to their shop,
Yeah.
interviewed with them, and then I went in there. They laid out numbers and details, and
Yeah.
it was a tough pill to swallow because I was taking a financial hit for a while. So I'm learning, but I knew I wanted out so bad.
Yeah.
I started saving every penny.
Yeah.
I saved up
Exactly. Yeah.
about 6 months worth of.
I hope we have people out there that hear this story, because if we want 20,000 PDR techs, we
There's
need
a lot of
more
those
like that,
stories. A
right?
lot of
Like,
those
this is what it takes to do it the right way. And that's all we ask for. It's like,
It's fascinating to me that Caliber's so big, there's not like individual business thought processes, but like they had the best situation,
Yeah.
and they let it go.
It's either that or I had the best situation. I wasn't patient enough to overtake PDR, but then Caliber. So, because I tell you what, when I left there, they fired Denshop basically to the point where they wouldn't call us anymore. And every now and again, we'd be able to moonlight it. Manager calls us, I need one. And we would actually take a personal field over there so the band wasn't there. We could slip the job. Right?
Do you think that if Caliber called you up, I'm the CEO of Caliber right now,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know this guy from he's good at PDR and stuff. I'll call you up. I want to make you VP of PDR for Caliber Solutions. You're gonna work corporate office.
Yeah.
I'm paying you $500 million a year plus $1 million bonus to these numbers, whatever fucking they make. I don't know. Some big number. And in 5 years, I want you to be able to staff PDR guys throughout. Good.
I would throw the all safe and be like, yo, what you got?
Oh shit!
But Paul, yeah,
Could you do that? Is it possible to do that within Caliber? Because you know it so well. Could you do that?
I honestly, if I had the business mentality I do now, I'd probably not outside there.
So could you do it now? I called you up and I said, come back to the big daddies. Come back to me, Thomas.
we're not saying will you do
No. Like
No.
I like thought experiments. Like
Sure.
if they ask you that and they said you have the skill set, you've done every aspect of Caliber, you know Caliber, you know PDR, you know the MTE,
Yeah,
you know all the stuff.
Yeah.
You're the guy.
I would probably be able to change the game.
And so if
I
you
got
can
the
do
heart,
that,
man. So the opportunity's there. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it.
so if you can do that and you think it's possible and you've been there, it can be done. That's what I'm saying. It can be done.
Yeah.
And if people don't want to admit that it can be done,
It's a community. Caliber's a community.
sure.
Okay. So
Just like
I
anything.
could probably walk into 10 shops there and I'm walking and go, Thomas.
Yeah.
Right. So that's part of that aspect, right? You're not going to be able to put in any guy that's going to be like, oh, this guy. But you get that guy that
Find the
has
right
a
people. Find the
camaraderie
right people.
already. Then you're going to start getting that snowball factor.
Yeah.
These guys going to start talking. These guys will start talking. So yeah, I
And if
do
you-
think it's possible.
And if I get that you were a painter and you had animosity to body guys because you were doing paint work and body. You're like, what is it Thomas doing? You're like, is he gonna go work in the front too and get commission on the insurance shop? But if you could position it inside of a body shop where we're gonna bring a PDR guy in, and he maybe he doesn't do. It's not one PDR guy to one shop. one PDR guy. You did 3 shops, right?
Well, yeah, I felt like I probably could have bounced around like 4 or 5 shops.
Exactly.
So,
So, well, that's what I figured. It's not probably 1-to-1, but 4 or 5.
I did float a little bit.
Right,
And they
sure.
were like, hey, we got this.
So like, if you can go to the body guys and be like, you know that like the nasty shit that we say that we like, hey, we can repair that, and you don't want to do it. Like we're gonna let the PDR guy do the first 60% of that. You know, with Kiko glue and lateral tension and all the things we know, and then you're gonna look at it and be like, I'll take 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'll take 5 hours for that.
Yeah.
Like
And
they
that's what
would
it would be.
like,
Yeah, I agree with that. They look at me as taking money off their table.
because it wasn't because there was no management positioning you to them correctly. There was no Paul Corden saying, "Hey guys, here's what we're looking forward to doing,
Yeah.
and this is why it's going to be good for you."
Sure. The caliber's all stages.
Yeah.
A, B, C text.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So you could be like, hey, like this guy's gonna this new stage, he's gonna take this and get it to
he's gonna get it from A to C.
this,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're gonna take it from here. And as long as the money's divvied up correctly,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
body man doesn't feel like he's getting shafted,
Right.
then they can probably coexist.
Let's be like, if you're a body guy, maybe you know, but you were a painter, right? Also, okay, you did everything. What's their favorite part of body repair? Is it the first part where it's super nasty and they gotta like hook it up on the frame and pull it and do all the shit, or is it like the putting body
car back together because I'm not getting paid.
putting body filler on it, like the ending of it?
No,
Putting the
putting
car
the
back
car
together.
back together.
Reassembling it,
Yeah.
put the heels back in it. In the back.
R and I?
Just
I?
reinstall. Yeah,
It's-
install. Yeah.
So yeah, my point being is like the thought experiment.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. And if it's,
It'll be a
if it's
hill to
possible.
climb because it's going to be really hard to
I'm not saying it's easy.
I know. The body men to understand that we're not here to hurt him, we're here to help him. Right?
Yes. Which there are a lot of hard-headed ones. But like, yeah, I get it. It's not gonna be a simple thing. It would take a
And
generation.
it's like that's the same thing we're going to do to body shops in general.
Yes.
To let them be like, you're going to hurt you. You're help. Right.
Yeah.
They think they were taking you off their saver.
I get comments like that when I go to the shop.
Yeah, I know.
I get mobile help on. It's like painter came by, I know him.
Yeah.
He actually worked with my father when I was like 6 years old. Super crazy. He goes, "Oh, coming in here to take my money again." Now it's a joke
Yeah.
and passive, but
Yeah.
you know, he said it.
They all look and they all want to come look at your work.
Yeah.
And they just want to find something to complain about. And they're every time you're just like,
Yeah.
I triple cross check on those.
Yeah,
things.
I know. I actually hate when someone does that. If someone comes up to me in a body shop and says that to me, I'm like, God dang it! Now I gotta class it. I was gonna do 99%, which is way easier, or 95, but now I gotta go.
I'll let that be the dictator. I'll just keep working on it until they come in there and I hear them be like,
Yeah.
really, that's a
We're
So-
so big and safe. That looks a whole lot better.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Tell me where it was.
Yeah,
Tell me where it was.
exactly.
And they're like feeling it.
Oh, I love
Use
that.
your eyeballs, bro.
Yeah.
That's the best
The
part.
clear coat's on the car. Use the
Every
eyeballs.
body man goes and feels the dent after you work.
When I was
on it.
training though, my eyes weren't there.
Yeah.
My hands were still sharp,
Yeah.
and I could
Yeah.
feel it. And I go,
Well-
all right, this is still higher. I find my crowns with my hands.
It's interesting because I train for the Kiko stuff, and I'll retrain guys. I said the reason why a lot of body guys do it is because there's no clear on the car. When you're working on the car, you a lot of times it's just bare metal, right?
Yeah.
Or the clear's so sanded off or whatever.
Yeah.
So like when you're doing glue pulling, like you get the luxury of looking. You can feel also, you can do both, but like they're like that's actually a good point. Like they got rid of looking because it's not changing.
Because the body men end up looking at it. They prime it and then they'll spray like
Yeah, after yeah.
after all that.
Yeah, they're like, shit, I gotta go. Yeah. That was funny. All right, well, that turned into a great conversation.
Good.
You warmed up quick. You were a little nervous, but
Now
I'm
go,
prepared for that.
now go over there and
Yeah.
get first place.
yeah,
I'm actually looking for a detailer to polish my hammer.
Okay.
Because I literally just like took everything. I was like, ugh, threw it in the bin. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there first strike.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about this a lot lately, and I feel like there's a reason for that.
So maybe that's what's in the pipeline. You know, part of my conversations, like where's PDR going? Right?
That's like that's why I like the podcast. We talk about Restore Effect PDR, but I like it for that. I think that no one is talking about that. I think someone has to be talking about it.
Some people, it's been right in front of our face our entire careers, and we just have to do anything about it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and also the body shops. They haven't. Like if I own 13 body shops,
Where did they get that hat?
You asked.
if I own 13 body shops, I feel like I would find a killer PDR guy and try to bring him in.
Yeah.
Either and try to like either acquire the company, partner with the company, something so that they can completely change my business overnight.
Yeah.
No one does. No one does that. And Caliber had it. They fucked it up. Got one spot.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff.
There you go.
Good luck, buddy. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Are you leaving tonight? Tomorrow.
So my flight's
Stay
tomorrow.
with us tonight, dude. The pros are
Well, yeah. I actually maybe I'll move my plane up. I don't know.
Ryan's up there singing "Let It Go" the whole time. Be careful.
So you're there?
Yeah, Mark's in there. So
Is Mark in there?
All right. Thanks, Jim.
Very much.
good luck.
All right, whether you like it or not, we're gonna keep talking about PDR and body shops apparently, because that's just what there is to talk about. Honestly, I think it's the discussion of the time, and I think
We're addressing the elephant.
you know what's yeah.
However many years.
I mean, shit. Do you think about like the lateral attention that is coming out about now? That was a body shop. Back when body shops did metal work, or they called them Fairlane or Fairmont or something like that. Like that was a thing, and we PDR things that we made it up, but we didn't make it up.
We made it better.
We just what we did, we just made it so you can do it quicker and glue instead of welding, right? I mean, so it's a fascinating thing to talk about. It is the elephant in the room, and I think that at some point, I don't know, maybe this time next year it'll be things. A lot of things can change in a year. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I wasn't planning on talking about that for an hour, but you know, Thomas was a perfect guy to do it. So there we go. There you guys go. If you're listening to this, you want to go to Master Recon Facebook page and tell us how we're wrong. I would love for somebody to tell us how we're wrong and where we're off base and how that's not possible and how it's never going to happen. Because I can't think of the argument for that.
If we're right, tell us right.
Yeah, no one likes saying that shit. They only want to say the wrong shit. But... All right, guys. Well, there you go. Until next time. See you later.